Hello again, Jenny here on Dalton Moor Farm, and here is another thought from foraging, from my experience last weekend foraging in the monsoons. Not real, we don't have monsoons in England, but it certainly felt like them. Everyone, me included, was soaked. But anyway, we all had a good time. But an observation which I made last time I went foraging in Beamish Valley and in the spring, and this time when I went foraging there in the summer in the woods, there is obviously someone who is not a responsible forager. Responsible foraging suggests that we should only take 10% of what's there for ourselves, because we have to be mindful that this is a habitat, an ecosystem which is in balance. And that we're probably not the only people going by who are going to forage that spot. And plus, we might not be the only humans, and there'll be wildlife as well might want to forage that spot. So we only take 10% of what's there. And that doesn't mean taking 10 whole plants out of 100 or one whole plant out of 10. That means taking a tenth of every plant and a tenth, well, not every plant, but a tenth of a plant and a tenth of what's there as a maximum. However, I noticed in springtime, when all the wild garlic was abundant and lush and carpeting the woodland floor, which is fine, there's a lot of it. You might think this doesn't matter if I just mow a bit of it for my own use, but that's not the case, that's not okay. But somebody had obviously gone along with a pair of snippers or scissors and just sliced the tops off a whole patch of wild garlic plants. That's not the way to do it, because those plants now can't reproduce because you've taken all the tops off them. And it's denuded that area of that stage of growth of that plant. So that's wrong. So you should take just a leaf or two off each plant here and there when you're foraging for the wild garlic. You should also collect one leaf at a time, not with a bunch and scissors, because you want the bottom of the leaf, because you need to safely identify that leaf when you get it home. You should sort through each leaf of wild garlic when you've foraged it. Because you might have something else mixed in. The common things that are mixed in with wild garlic are dog's mercury and lords and ladies, both of which are toxic. You don't want to eat those. And if you've just grabbed a handful and chopped them off without the bottoms of the leaves to give you the leaf shape identification, then you could get into trouble. So it's wrong on all counts, so don't do that. Anyway, so that was springtime, and then I went this time, and I had noticed in spring there was a lovely patch in the woodland of sweet Cicely plants, and they had just their leaves on, early leaves on in the spring, and that was lovely. And I was looking forward to seeing the flowers and the seed heads in the summer. And that wasn't going to be the case, because when I got there to do the recce walk, and they hadn't recovered at all when I came to do the actual walk, there was no seed heads and no flowers, because the same person, perhaps, I don't know, but someone with the same bad practice had been along with a pair of snippers or scissors and snipped the tops off each and every stalk of each and every plant from the sweet Cicely. So only old leaves at the bottom, old basil leaves, no new leaves, no flowers and no seed heads. So that whole patch and every single plant in the entire patch was treated the same. So that whole patch of flowers now is denied, the whole patch of plants is denied from reproduction this year, which is entirely wrong. It's very selfish if someone wants to take all that home for themselves. It's very naughty. And if they're taking it home to give to sell to somebody else, or give to somebody else that's going to sell it for profit, then that is also theft. So when you go foraging, there's some rules that you need to know about, and there's also good practice, responsible practice that you need to know about. So please do familiarise yourselves with foraging regulation, and it's not just rules, it's legislation. So familiarise yourselves, please, with good practice, safe practice, and legal foraging practice before you go out, and then you'll not get into any bother and you'll not cause any harm to the environment. We should always be trying to give back, not take away. Anyway, that's my little I just wanted to get that off my chest, basically. It was really annoying to see, so try and be better. Hope to see you somewhere on a foraging walk soon. Bye for now.